hundreds of thousands of customers on a mission to reduce their bills. And you could save up to €616 a year with our best electricity and gas offer. Exclusively available online for a limited time only. Switch online today.
I don't remember who we played, but I remember the streets, full of fans.
Hands gripped tight. The ice cream van. It felt like the whole county was there. Then suddenly the world stood up. I couldn't see a thing. You picked me up, then flags went up. Electric. I don't remember who we played. I don't recall the score, but I remember that sunny day. Will forevermore.
The GAA Football and Hurling Championships. Experience the unforgettable.
At the Irish Independent, we don't just cover sport. We tell the stories written all over Ireland. After all, each struggle, triumph, high and low, leaves a mark that lasts. We live and breathe the stories, written all over Ireland. Irish Independent.
Here's a few home truths for you. In Shannon, they're making pacemakers work. In Fairview, they're making bicycles work. In Waterford, they're growing companies and veggies. Dingle has the best after-work pints. So does Glasnevin and Westport. Grange Castle has a film scene. And Trim has a this scene. Only FRS knows these things, because we have people all over Ireland. So whether you're looking for people or looking for work, ask us.
To succeed, skill and talent alone is not enough. The will to win is worth much more. And that time is coming. That time is now. We are not born champions. We are made.
Harvey Norman, your home appliance specialists. Shop our range of integrated dishwashers today, like the AEG dishwasher with the Comfort Lift Rack for $9.99 and receive a bonus €50 Harvey Norman gift card. Or the Whirlpool dishwasher with Maxi Space for more space, now $8.99. Or experience air dry technology with the Electrolux dishwasher for $5.99 and claim €50 cashback. With interest-free finance terms available and our best prices guaranteed, why shop anywhere else? Harvey Norman, your home appliance specialists.
Go!
Hurling Energy. Bord Gosh Energy, proud sponsors of the GAA Hurling All-Ireland Senior Championship.
Fáilte Arás. Well, for both managers, this is a must-win game. And of course, last year, Cork in the Munster Championship and missed out narrowly on progressing to the All-Ireland Series. Will that change today? Well, let's find out. Aisling O'Reilly caught up with the Rebel boss.
Pat Ryan, it's a lovely day. It must be nice to get out to a championship game when the weather's like this.
Yeah, fantastic. Look, we've had a tough winter all over the place in Ireland, so look, great to have a bit of good weather, but look, we're down here to do a job.
Yeah, what is the preparations been like up to this game?
Preparations are good, you know. Look, we're very happy where we're at. You know, there's going to be a huge performance in us, but look, we're meeting a very formidable team in Waterford. They've made no secret that this is the game they've been targeting all year, so look, we're expecting a massive battle. And
realistically, Munster is a very tough championship. Do you need to win today?
Yeah, look, if we get a win today, it gets you 2 points on the board, but that's all it gives you, you know. Look, we won our first game last year, but look, if you can get 2 points early, it makes a huge difference going forward, but it is very competitive, so look, going to put our best foot forward, you know.
And you have Alan Connolly in there, obviously scoring goals is very important.
Yeah, look, Alan's great. Look, having back, look, he was injured all last year, he's really enjoying his hurling, you know, and he's in great form, and but look, he's only one member of our team. Look, we're going to need a 20-man game today, you know.
Brilliant, Pat. Very best of luck.
No problem. Thanks, Aisling. Thank you.
Pat Ryan speaking with Aisling a little bit earlier. So, Owen, are Cork the third best team in Munster?
We've already said Munster is a minefield, but based off the form in the league to date, you'd have to say that Cork are the third best team. A lot will come down to today, Grania. We saw with Clare and Limerick that both of them were in-form teams, All-Ireland champions last year, league champions this year for Clare. No surprise really in terms of the calibre of the game, but today there's a lot of question marks about both teams, a lot of uncertainty. But what we do know is that there's a lot of new players in terms of Sean Toomey's in, you're going to see Alan Connolly in again at full forward, and the Cork bench is incredibly strong. You've real good experience in Tim O'Mahony, Luke Meade, Robbie O'Flynn, Jack O'Connor, Brian Hayes, and there is a lot of size in that half forward line today.
I want to bring it back to the league though, Richie. So from what we saw of Cork's performances in the league, what I suppose makes us change our mind to think that they're better equipped this year to get out of Munster?
Nothing for me, really. I thought it was largely inconsistent, and Limerick, to a certain extent, Kilkenny and even Clare, they can try a few lads in the league. That's fine, but Cork haven't won a league in ages. That should have been their target: go out, win it. Kilkenny turned them over, Clare turned them over, and yeah, I just think there's so many. I'd nearly prefer to be in Waterford's position because you know where you are.
Yeah.
Whereas Cork, they're coming in, they might think it's going to be a little bit easy here today. Whereas, they're just so inconsistent at the moment for me. I'm just not so sure.
But that is something we've spoken about before last year as well, Owen, about that consistency. So even towards the latter end of the league, would it be fair to say maybe they found a level of consistency?
Yeah, I think you have to take into question the calibre of the team that they were playing versus a Kilkenny or a Clare. I wouldn't necessarily agree with Richie in terms of that they would have to have won a league title. We saw today, even though Clare won a league title, they're now on the back foot straight away going into the championship. The reality is for a lot of teams, everything will be forgotten about today if Clare get a win or Cork get a win. I'm sure there won't be too many talking about the league final last week or 2 weeks ago for Clare today, Richie, but it's about Munster Championship, and that's what we're here for today.
So you mentioned a number of players. Let's just take a look at that, because the attack that Cork have, Richie, they have been very impressive.
Yeah, as individuals and as individuals, I think they're all brilliant hurlers. Great touch, great pace, and I think they do work together really well as a team. I would be a little bit worried that they still are potentially relying on the three guys there from 2013. If you have some really strong talent coming through, you really should be edging a few guys out. Fair enough, one lad might stay, two lads might stay, but half their forward line are probably made up of that today.
Yeah, would you have that concerns as well?
It's probably a bugbear of mine, Grania, is that every time someone talks about Cork, they talk about skill and pace. Every team have skill and pace at intercounty level. The question for Cork today is, will we see consistency, but also will we see a bit of dog down here today to win this one out?
Yeah.
You're coming up against a team that have their backs against the wall in Waterford. We have a Cork team here that are incredibly skillful, incredible speed, but that matters nothing unless you've got that work ethic and that hurt. Cork haven't won an All-Ireland in 19 seasons. Today we need to see that hurt come out in the first round of the championship.
Well, let's head up then to Tommy Walsh. Tommy, are we going to see that from Cork today? What do you think?
Yeah, I think we're going to see a cracker Grania. Cork are coming down here. They've won 3 out of the last 4 under 20 All-Irelands. So they're hungry for success at senior level. They haven't won the All-Ireland, as we know, in so long. And Limerick are dominating the last 10 years. But Cork have a great chance here today. They're coming down to Waterford. I know there's a lot of pressure on them, but this is the time to do. This is when you find out about your players. In their second last league game, Grania, there was 8 of today's starters started against Wexford. Today is a total different team. So we'll see an absolute new Cork team here today, and they've goal getters in Alan Connolly and Sean Toomey inside. So it's really exciting. And one thing not to forget, Grania, as well, is there's a chase on to be the all-time top scorer in hurling history. TJ Reid before today was 14 points ahead of Patrick Horgan. He scored 1-5 down in Nolan Park, I believe. So the battle is on for Patrick, because for the two of them, they're in their last year or two. So I'm looking forward to seeing Horgan's performance here today as well.
OK, thanks, Tommy. We will be back up to you shortly. But this, of course, is the 71st Championship clash between Cork and Waterford. It's 49-15 wins in Cork's favour, with 6 draws from the previous 70. We will see who will come out on top today. Time to take a short break. We'll be back with more after this.
Ayr, proud sponsors of the GAA Hurling All-Ireland Senior Championship.
To really get Gaelic football, you need to be of a certain type. Do you want to hear my response? This. All those can't compete like us looks. They're not from here talk. They're not built like us excuses. Enough. Bring all the things that make you who you are.
What brings us out for our county, year after year after year, that stirs such passion in our hearts and makes the pride flow through our veins? It's our county. It's our people. It's in our blood.
At the Irish Independent, we don't just report the news. We tell the stories written all over Ireland. After all, each struggle, triumph, high and low, leaves a mark that lasts. We live and breathe the stories written all over Ireland. Irish Independent.
Training's over. This is it. You've done the work. And now you're here. Being driven to the biggest game of your life by your man.
Good luck, sweetie.
It's the minor moments that last a lifetime.
I don't remember who we played, but I remember the streets full of fans.
Hands gripped tight. The ice cream van. It felt like the whole county was there. Then suddenly the world stood up. I couldn't see a thing. You picked me up, then flags went up. Electric. I don't remember who we played. I don't recall the score, but I remember that sunny day. Will forevermore.
The GAA Football and Hurling Championships. Experience the unforgettable.
Here's a few home truths for you. Near Knock, people are seeing things again. Castlebar has a remote working pub. In Furbo, they're doing 9 to 5 here and 1 to 2 here. Leitrim is just the one traffic light. Plenty of spirit though. And Salins has more trains, schools and decent coffee than ever before. Only FRS knows these things because we have people all over Ireland. So whether you're looking for people or looking for work, ask us.
Feel good, choose community. Centra, proud sponsors of the Hurling Championship.
It is a packed Walsh Park here as the fans are streaming their way in for this eagerly awaited clash. And we were delighted to be joined by Seamus Hickey, who didn't want to show up until Limerick had actually won. He was celebrating, but you're very welcome, Seamus. Good to see you again. So, we've just been chatting about this game here. Let's get your thoughts on it. Who's going to win today?
Listen, I think it's going to be a close one. I think the evidence is there that Waterford are going to be competitive this year. They're going to be competitive in the Munster Championship. It's going to be difficult to get out of the Munster Championship based on the first day's result today. But I really do think they're going to put up to Cork. Cork are further along, so for me it's Cork by a score.
Okay, well, let's see if that is the way it materialises. We're going to hear more from the lads, of course, at half-time, but let's head up then to our commentary team for the start of this game, Tommy Walsh. But first, Dave McIntyre.
Grania, thank you. Good afternoon, everyone. Well, these are the two teams. It's an interesting Waterford side who never really put their strongest side out through the league, but today, key men are back. Conor Prunty missed the last 4 rounds of the league. He's in at 3. He's joined by Mark Fitzgerald and Iarla Daly, and how welcome a side it will be to see Tadhg de Burka selected at centre-back. The two-time All-Star hasn't played in 12 months. In midfield, Jamie Barron lines out in a Waterford team for the 100th time alongside Neil Montgomery. In the half-forward line, Caleb Lyons has won his battle for fitness, as has Stephen Bennett, who hasn't featured since early February. And inside, will Desi Hutchinson get the sort of ball that he thrives on? Well, this is the core team. We will get through that as we continue after our On the Vein. Well, it certainly is a packed Walsh Park. This is the Cork side, very experienced team. Only one championship debutant. That's Sean Toomey at full forward. He's joined in there by Patrick Horgan. Conor Lahan and Seamus Harnedy are also in the half-forward line. 3 of the veterans, 3 Cork stalwarts, and their presence may be crucial today. We are up and running. The Munster Hurling Championship got underway in Cusack Park, Ennis, a couple of hours ago. This is today's other game, and it's a crucial one as well. Waterford with just 2 wins from 16 games since this championship reverted to the group stage format. Cork looking for their first provincial title since 2018, and an early free in for Cork. Both sides looking for a quick start, Tommy, in perfect hurling conditions.
Perfect hurling conditions, all right, Dave. I see a few switches. Caleb Lyons has gone from wing forward back to wing back. I see Mikey Kiley is out here on the wing. On Robert Downey. I see Stephen Bennett has gone from wing forward into the edge of the square in a 2-man full forward line with Desi Hutchison. So listen, as predicted during the week, Watford seem to be so far going back to a more orthodox formation.
A reminder, our match referee is a tip man for the Newcastle club, Michael Kennedy. He's taken charge of All-Ireland minor and senior club finals in the past. He's awarded this free for Cork, and who else to take it other than Patrick Horgan, turns 35 years old next month. And there's absolutely no sign of his gilt-edged skills being on the wane. The opening score goes the way of the Leesiders. So the puck had to be taken by Sean O'Brien. He lost out to Billy Nolan for most of last year's championship in the number 1 jersey. Long and direct, and it's been gathered by Jamie Barron. There could be a goal chance on here for Waterford! Oh, what a start in Welsh Park! A score apiece. But Waterford raise a green flag, and on the occasion of his 100th appearance in the blue and white of the Dacia County, Jamie Barron has fired to the net.
Jamie is the heartbeat of this team, Dave. When he's on fire, Waterford are usually on fire.
The 30-year-old from the 4 Mile Water Club has given his side an early 2-point advantage. Again, both sides continuing to go long. Just the start Waterford would have been looking for. Barron again winning the break, and he feeds Caleb Lyons. All across to Mikey Kiley. And that's the early ball they're looking to send inside to the likes of Bennett and Hutchinson. And it is an opportunity for Desi Hutchinson. Plays it back out to Mikey Kiley, who bends it in from the angle. What a rip-roaring start it's been here. Waterford lead by 3.
Yeah, and Watford people and hurling people in general were crying out for Desi back inside and not having him out around midfield, and it's paying off so far, kind of playing the role that he plays with Ballygunner.
Just a 10th championship match for Mikey Kiley, wearing 14 today, and that's his first score. Waterford getting in and around that breaking ball very early, picked up by Prendergast now, who is responsible for the frees for much of the league in the absence of Stephen Bennett. There's a good hook in there. Bennett might sneak in behind though. Picked up well by Ger Mellerick, and all over him was Bennett, refusing to allow him clear it easily. And he's brought down. Referee happy enough the ball was played fairly. As you would expect, a blistering pace to the opening couple of minutes. Cork have taken too much out of the ball, and it will be a free in for Waterford.
Looking at the referee so far, he's going to let the game flow, Dave. And you know what, that lends itself to a brilliant Munster Championship game. So hopefully it continues like this. Blue for over carrying, but the tackles he seems to be allowing.
Well, let's hope that ebb and flow has continued to be allowed unfold. Interesting, it's not Stephen Bennett taking this. The joint captain has left it on that far side for Desi Hutchinson. Stephen Bennett might consider taking the next one. So first wide of the game.
It's a big decision, the free taker and goalkeeper. I haven't seen Desi taking frees before.
Waterford come again, down towards Stephen Bennett in a wrestling match with Damien Cahalan. Trying to flick one over the top for Desi Hutchinson, but Cork had numbers there. Their first touch is what let them down though. Bennett couldn't make anything of it, and it's flicked out towards Dara Fitzgibbon. And a lot of space now for Conor Lahan. The man from Middleton has the time to take an extra second to look at the target, but underhit it. And Waterford clear it out as far as Tadhg Burke. Hasn't played since the opening round of last year's Munster Championship against Limerick. A player who's come through terrible Achilles injuries, got over 2 cruciate ligament injuries, but here he is at centre-back for Waterford again today.
And Conor Lehane, he was out here for about 20-30 seconds, Dave, on his own. Tyke saw him in the centre, but it's obviously a tactic. He looked at him again and just left him there.
Fitzgibbon goes short to Rob Downey and he sends one in long. Waterford do have an extra defender in the edge of the D there. It's been brought away. No foul, says the referee again. Another example of the Tipperary man in the middle just doing his best to allow this game flow and find a pattern. Here come Waterford again. A long-range effort. And it's picked off by Patrick Collins. He came in from Kieran Bennett and Collins had an opportunity to fire one down the line. But Waterford just reading some of these long deliveries pretty well at the moment. It was Caleb Lyons who's wearing 10, but he's dropped in and around the half-back line, putting that one out for a Cork line ball. And it'll be taken by Seamus Harnedy, now 33 years of age. That's a weak enough effort at a short ball, and it was Kieran Bennett that was quickly onto it. Taken on now by Dara Lyons from Dungarvan. Lyons got a call inside it from Jack Prendergast. Prendergast making good inroads here and off the right-hand side. Fizzes one over the bar for his first score. And Waterford now have 1-2 to their credit.
Yeah, and we expected Jack to drift out and leave the two-man inside. He's a handful for any back because he's direct and he'll run at you. Great score.
So experienced now, Prendergast. 23rd time he's lined out for Waterford in the championship today. And buffeted and pushed around there was Conor Lehane. It didn't stop him getting his hands on the ball though. Finds Harnedy, and Harnedy gets a call from behind. Lehane with a second shooting opportunity. He missed with the first. He's also missed with the second. Well, thousands of Cork fans have made their way over to Waterford today to watch this man take charge of Cork in the championship. Pat Ryan, who'd such underage success, picking up a couple of All-Irelands at under-20 level in 2020 and 2021. Albeit, of course, the two finals were played in the same year. Here come Waterford again. Barron is stopped, though. A real scrap for possession, which is won at the end by Ger Mellerick. And he looks across to Mark Coleman. Short ball played in by the Blarney man towards Shane Barrett, his club mate. And that'll be a Cork ball right under the nose of Davy Fitz on that far side. Counties first met all the way back in 1888. Cork have won 50 of their 71 previous meetings, 15 for Waterford. There have been 6 draws, the last of which was in the quarter-finals of the Munster Championship a decade ago. So it will be Coleman. Might just be too far out for him, but he knows exactly how to put balls over the bar from line balls. He's done it 7 times in his senior championship career. Turns down the long one, flicks one inside. Waterford getting good pressure again and around the ball, and it goes all the way through to Sean O'Brien. It's a difficult one for Tommy O'Connell for Cork. Rob Downey unable to keep that one in play under pressure from Mikey Kiley.
Yeah, and Pat Ryan spoke during the week about the half-back line. They scored 3 points from playing last year's Munster round robin, and they conceded 15-16 points. So they picked the half-back line. They are expecting and hoping for more scores. So you will see them drifting forward from time to time. Go play by Rob.
Line ball to be taken by Jamie Barron. Joint captain last year and again this year. And he's threaded the needle there. A lovely flick up by Dara Lyons. Lyons spots Barron, who just stayed put, hoping the ball would return to him. Took an extra touch, which has seen him lose a little bit of the space and impetus. Back out it goes towards Lyons again. Dara Lyons looking for space. Clever hand pass into the space, where it's picked up by Jamie Barron, who has another opportunity. This time he takes it.
Yeah, and Jamie Barron is on fire. He's drifting in and out, like he's picked out the field in midfield, but he's more operating in the half-forward line, and he's given plenty of free space to run where he wants, Dave.
We remember the 2017 All-Ireland semi-final when Jamie Barron finished a brilliant performance with 2-2. Well, he's already halfway towards that target, and we've only played a few minutes here. Almost 10 in Walsh Park. And Waterford are just coming out with the ball more often than not here. Blocked down Kevin Mahoney, and bringing it away is Damien Cahalan. Fires one out. Seamus Harnedy. Cahalane continued to make his run forward, and he's blocked out. He just dithered in possession, and picking his pocket was Neil Montgomery. Montgomery sending it wide, and an opportunity for Waterford to extend their lead further, which they have done. They have found their flow very early. Jack Prendergast with his second score of the game.
Yeah, and his second score, and the importance of Neil Montgomery, and to have a kind of a machine like Will O'Donoghue or someone out around midfield. Neil Montgomery is that player for Waterford. He's in there, he's harassing players, and he's worth his place in the team today.
We've already seen at Cusack Park today how quickly a lead can evaporate, but Waterford's 6-point lead is certainly a handy one at this early juncture. Going back to try and win it for the Deschamel is Conor Prunty. Almost gathering it was Alan Connolly, and it's picked up by Shane Barrett. Barrett heading for goal, driven backwards, the referee playing an advantage for Cork, and it'll be an opportunity for Patrick Horgan to get his second score of the game. But almost 11 minutes on the clock, Cork yet to score from play.
Yes, and it probably is a testament to the hard work of the Watford team. We said to go back to the more orthodox formation. Here's Shane Barrett going through, held up, arms wrapped around him. It's a free and all right, but that's what Shane Barrett does. I seen him playing earlier on with UCC in the Fitzgibbon Cup, Dave, and he runs straight at the heart of any defence. But that's why Tyke de Burke in is in the middle. He's kind of the +1 around the D, as you said, to stop any goal chances.
Well, no one has played in this championship fixture more often than he. No one has scored more when Cork and Waterford have met in the championship than Patrick Horgan either. Facing the Deschamel for the 13th time in his championship career today, 16 years after his debut. That break falls towards Gareth Fitzgibbon. Fitzgibbon gets a call outside for Kieran Joyce from Castlemartyr. Joyce looking to send it in, and it's another wayward effort. There is a bit of a breeze out there. It is favouring Cork in this first half, but the swirling nature of it just has them not quite finding their radar as yet. Range not fully found by the Cork forwards. Another scrap for possession in the middle of the field. Trying to pick it up is Kieran Bennett. Gathered by Kieran Joyce. And Joyce has Dara Fitzgibbon alongside him. Fitzgibbon lets rip quickly. Down on top of Sean O'Brien of the Waterford goal. Fitzgibbon for only from 65 metres out. That's a wonderful score.
Yeah, and Fitzgibbon hasn't played a lot of hurling over the last couple of months. And Pat, this is what Pat Ryan is looking for. He's watching the top teams, what they're scoring from out around their own 65. And that was a great pass and a great score. Kieran Joyce has started this well too. 7th
time in championship Fitzgibbon has faced Waterford. That's his 13th point against the men in blue and white, and he's gathered this ball again here. Central to what Cork are doing well at the moment. Now Mark Coleman, who suffered a jaw injury during the league, which hampered his progress this year. It's a lovely arrowed ball, just the sort of ball an inside forward wants to be served up, and then he finishes it off, Alan Connolly, making full use of that excellent ball inside.
Yeah, and he's 2 hat-tricks in a row. He's going for his triple-triple today to get 3 hat-tricks in a row. He scored 3-3 the last day, and he started with his first point of the day from play.
Yeah, Offaly and Wexford on the receiving end of those pair of hat-tricks in the league. As Sean O'Brien goes short. First time we've seen either goalkeeper go short as yet. Ball in the hands of Iarla Daly, and back it goes to the goalkeeper. That is placed back from Billy Nolan for the game against Tipperary last year, which was a dead rubber from a Waterford point of view. Of course, Billy Nolan started out the field in that game. Stephen Bennett, maybe a sign of his rustiness there, unable to gather that one at the first time of asking. Back it goes to Patrick Collins. Collins down towards Lehan, under pressure from Tyke de Burke, who started pretty well. Here is Kiley. Somebody's lost a boot out there. It's the left boot of Conor Lehan that's on the ground. Cork maybe now starting to win a few more of these little battles, and it's been gathered now by Harnedy, showing in his early 30s he still has a good turn of pit speed. Has he got the accuracy to match the run? He does not. It's a third wide already for Cork.
Yeah, and how impressive has Ger Mellerick been? He started this game on fire. He's a player that I really love watching. He's the heart of a lion.
Cork have won 8 of the last 11 championship meetings of these two sides, and they beat the Waterford by a couple of points in the league, albeit Waterford's 4 defeats in this year's National League were all one-score games. Their only victory coming against Offaly, but they were competitive in all of them as they worked the ball short this time around. Lovely little dummy from Darragh Lyons, Lyons still going, he goes down, brought down by the retreating Tommy O'Connell, who certainly saw that one differently to the referee.
And this is the importance of having Tommy O'Connell on your team. He dies for his defenders, Tommy. Any games I'm watching, he's the work rate that a wing back or a centre back absolutely loves. He kind of gives up his own game to help you out. And Darragh Lyons, he scored a great goal in All-Ireland semi-final only a couple of years ago. I was getting nightmares because it was against Kilkenny, but today we had a midfielder going back to cut it out.
Darragh Lyons, part of that brilliant under-21 side that won the All-Ireland 8 years ago now. Dessie Hutchinson missed his first free, but he's got his second. And all three of the Waterford inside forwards now on the score sheet. Hutchinson, Kiley and Prendergast. So double scores in Walsh Park. And that's a poorly directed puck out straight to Neil Montgomery. Montgomery just let it go early. And that's the second wide of the game for Waterford. He was a long way from goal, Jamie Barron, already with 1-1 to his tally. Here come Cork again. Shane Barrett. Acute angle for Shane Barrett. And he has put that in behind the posts, and the wides continue to come for the Leesiders. So back with Sean O'Brien. His 5th season on the panel, 3 years on from his debut, which was a qualifier against Laois. Down on top of Neil Montgomery. Goes all the way through to Sean O'Donoghue, the Cork captain. Despite the close attentions of Barron, got the pass away to Lehane. Conor Lehane winding up from an awful long way out. It's poorly executed. It's also poor decision making, Tommy.
But the thing with it is, Dave, like say 5 or 10 years ago, that'd be a cardinal sin to hit wides like that. But the way the game has gone, they encourage you to shoot from. So I was looking at Pat Ryan.
Kevin Mahoney, delicate little ball inside. Coming out to meet it was Dessie Hutchinson. Just gives himself a little bit of separation, and it's clipped off the upright and back down, and Cork are quickest to react. Here is Sean O'Donoghue. And that's a nothing ball to nobody in particular. De Burka. And he has replicated that exact type of pass. It's sent long by Kieran Joyce. Has he any more joy? His is pinpoint accurate. Down towards Alan Connolly. Or Patrick Horgan, rather. But a man as clinical as Patrick Horgan has been unable to find the target. It's such a long way to go in this game. But already you wonder, will Cork rue these missed chances as we get towards the business end of this Munster Championship clash? Here's Mark Fitzgerald from Passage. Another good ball down towards Stephen Bennett. Bennett eyes up the target. Splits the posts. First one from the man from Ballysagart, one of the joint captains of Waterford this year. He hasn't played since they lost to Clare in February, and maybe he's starting to find his groove. Chasing this one down is Neil Montgomery. Real athletic presence in this Waterford 15. Clever ball inside, changing hands before he strikes it was Darragh Lyons. And the referee spotted a foul inside on Dessie Hutchinson by Ger Mellerick, and this will be a tap over free for Waterford.
Yeah, and there's so much space in there. You see so many battles between a full back and a full forward. We saw below in Ennis between Aaron Gallan and Conor Cleary. Today again it's Ger Mellerick this time and Dessie. There's so much space. It's a nightmare day for a corner back because the ball coming in is usually beautiful. But I have to say, like, congratulations to Tadhg de Burka here today. Like 2 cruciates and an Achilles. Out for, like, it was this match last year when he hurt himself again. So much heartache. Back here today, and he's after starting the game absolutely on fire. The 2 centre backs are hurling well.
David Fitzgerald was worried in the build-up that there just wouldn't be enough minutes in the legs of Tadhg de Burka, but they've tried to get him involved in challenge matches. He was fit for the last couple of rounds of the league. It was actually illness that saw him miss out on those games. But he's arrived fresh, certainly. Rusty perhaps, but fully committed. Of that there is no question. Cork perhaps need the next score here. Mark Coleman's ball down will be chalked off. The referee wants that puck out taken again, so back it'll go to Patrick Collins. Supporters using all means necessary to avoid the sun, which is beating down on the players here in Walsh Park as Lehane wins his own ball and fires yet another wide. They're rapidly approaching double figures. We haven't reached the 20-minute mark. Sent long by O'Brien. A clever use of the body from Jamie Barron. He allowed the ball over the head of Kieran Joyce. Barron bearing down and goal again. Cuts inside, opts to hand pass it inside. He might get it back again, Barron. And Waterford have taken too much time out of it. Untypical of Jamie Barron in the decision-making there, Tommy, when surely the point was there for the taking.
It was, trying to force the goal there. I was about to say, I thought he put the ball over the bar and said, this is the Jamie Barron show. But how, you know, a mistake in a decision like that leads you from maybe going 8 points up to now Waterford could go down and get a score.
It was Michael Ryan that gave Jamie Barron his debut 11 years ago now. Long ball from Collins. Brilliantly fielded. And now Waterford can come away again. Darragh Lyons drives it low towards Stephen Bennett, who gathers it, trying to get away from the tackle of Ger Mellerick. Stephen Bennett has caught fire. That's 2 in a row for him, and Waterford stretch their lead.
Yeah, and you can't beat the big man inside. There's Davy Fitz. He's getting passionate. He was passionate before the game as well. He was clapping his players in the back. But you can't beat the likes of a big man like Benish inside to win ball.
Bennett closing in on 200 championship points tonight to the 5 goals he's also scored as the ball is picked up by Darragh Fitzgibbon. He's already got 1 today. He has 2. And the Cork forwards and half-backs in particular need to follow the example of their Charleville midfielder, because right now he's the only one regularly finding the target. O'Brien goes long. And again, it's picked off in the air by Waterford, and Prendergast, and a chance maybe for Kiley. Kiley with the shot, what a block that is! Fantastic defending from Mark Coleman.
And I've said it so often in the past, last couple of years. Watch it here, great catch by Jack Prendergast. What a great first 22 minutes he's after having. Mikey Kiley, he usually scores goals. Colleges with UL and that, but this is the difference in Cork. I always said it, for Cork to contest again, they have to have defenders like this that do things like that, defend together, work like a family, leave nobody on their own. Mark Coleman, number 7, back to help out. This could be the difference for Cork, Dave.
And a chance for Waterford to extend the lead further. Well, at 65, the closer frees have been taken by Desi Hutchinson, but it is Stephen Bennett that has made his way out to the 65-metre line to take this one. And he's pushed it, and he's pushed it wide. This is the 3rd wide of the game so far for Waterford. And Cork finished the first half strongly. Lehane wants the ball played across to him. But looking to go on his own was Shane Barrett. And that's a pretty good decision in hindsight. Shane Barrett with his first score of the game.
Yeah, he's a brilliant player. He won minor All-Ireland in 17, under 20 in 2020. So Shane Barrett has proven it on the big stage before. But as you said, Lehane was out here on his own.
Yeah, made his championship debut against Dublin the same year he picked up that under 20 All-Ireland medal. That's a trip on Mikey Kiley by Rob Downey, who unsurprisingly disagrees, the man from Glen Rovers. And this a lot closer. Will it be Hutchinson or Bennett? I think it's Desi who's going out to take it.
Just looking at it on the replay screen, a bit of a tangle, all right, but unlucky for the Cork defender. It's an interesting one with Desi on the freeze, Dave. Like say, Pádraig O'Mahony takes him from Ballygunner, and he's only back from Brighton a couple of years ago, so I'm not sure when he took freeze, maybe in his underage career.
Well, he's 3 from 4 so far today. For that all-conquering Ballygunner side that now have 10 county titles in a row, and of course in All-Ireland a couple of years ago as well. Swept forward to Stephen Bennett. Bennett, this is as difficult an opportunity as he has taken on, The crowd on the far side would have told us early if that was on target, which it is not. Waterford's fourth wide. This time Cork looking to work it short. Trying to cut off that ball was Darragh Lyons. He did so successfully. Barron, inside it goes to Caleb Lyons. And there might be space on this far side. Hutchinson chasing it down. And he's done well to keep it alive. Being watched closely by Damien Cahalan. An angle ball across. Flicked up almost by Bennett. Mikey Kiley in the vicinity as well. And inside it goes to Patrick Collins. Cork looking to get a flow to their game. It's been stop-start from them so far. Not really allowed breathe out here by Waterford. Here's Seamus Harnedy trying to make an angle for the shot. Brilliantly defended by Mark Fitzgerald. Harnedy keeps it alive by finding Patrick Horgan. And Horgan's not on the money so far either. An 8th wide.
And a great passage of play. All started with the cornerback Sean O'Donoghue. Here's a great block by Mark Fitzgerald. Like, he's a tower of strength in the corner. Last year in the 23 championship, he played every minute for Davy Fitz's Watford. But I thought Sean O'Donoghue in that last play, an impossible ball for a cornerback, and he came out with brilliantly for Cork.
He was part of the under-20 setup last season. Mark Fitzgerald, he's still very young, still very inexperienced. This is his 6th championship appearance today. And his opposite number was in for that ball there, Ger Mellerick, and he's left it now for Tommy O'Connell. O'Connell is so important to Pat Ryan's court side. Almost like the Britt Walsh as he uses the stick for that short pass, and that is a foul by Kieran Bennett. And it'll be an opportunity for Patrick Horgan to move Cork a little closer.
I think the sign of a good team and a team going places, Dave, is when things aren't going well. Like, they're going well from play, just missing the chances. Not efficient, but they're scoring chances. But Shane Barrett, he's sticking up his hand every time.
I had a picture over on that far side. There was a little coming together involving Rob Downey of Cork. There was a hurler or two being thrown around. The referee's going to head across to his linesman and just get a better insight into what went on there. It didn't look to be anything too malicious or serious, but there may be some paperwork to be completed before we can resume. Caleb Lyons been called across. And into the book he goes. And once the dust settles, Patrick Horgan will look to bisect the posts, which he does. That's his 3rd. Well, Davy Fitzgerald wanted an early response from Waterford, something to get the crowd behind them, get them back on side, and there has been a sense in Waterford that hasn't been this case for a couple of years. That ball was fouled by Sean O'Brien. I think he was just caught in two minds, Tommy, as to whether he wanted to go with the short ball option. In the end, he flicked it to himself, regathered it, and the referee was quick to spot it.
He was, yeah, and sometimes the referee will let you away when that may be in a league match or a challenge match, but not here today.
No chance here today. This is Munster Championship hurling. There is attention to detail for everyone involved. This is an important ruck, so close to the Waterford goal, and they managed to bring the ball away. Now that is an illustration of how they have attacked this first half. Kieran Bennett now looking down the field, looking for options. And he sent that all the way towards the edge of the square. 2 Waterford men inside waiting for it. Quickest onto the break is Damien Cahalan. Across the field he goes towards Sean Toomey. The debutant hasn't really been in the game so far. Here's Kieran Joyce looking for the run of Shane Barrett. Barrett been closely marshalled by a couple of Waterford defenders. Trying to dig it out was Kevin Mahoney. The referee is on the spot and he's made his decision, and every call being questioned by the players and by the sidelines. But this time it's a Waterford ball.
Yeah, and listen, I know they give away a free there, but this is what the Cork people were crying out for the last couple of years. Like, I remember the last great Cork team in the, say, the 2000 and 4 and 5 team with Sean Hogan, Don Logan, The Rock and Joe Dean, lads. They're as tough as nails, they're as hard as nails. You just couldn't get the better of them. If you bet them, you knew you were after beating them and putting in a big slog. And this Cork team, young Toomey, I know he gave away a free now, but at least he's putting his body on the line here now and saying we won't be shoved around here today.
He'll have to mind himself from here. He's in the book now. Player who was part of the championship panel last year, but hamstring trouble really affected his progress as Stephen Bennett eyes up the post and sends it over for his third and his first from a place ball. And the Waterford lead back out to 6 as we approach the final 5 minutes of a very good first half. Great take by Mark Coleman, and he knew the runner was outside him. Fitzgibbon gets his third. That simplicity personified from a core team that know if they get through the gears, they can really hurl Waterford off the field. And these little purple patches they're bound to get.
What a catch and what a run by Fitzgibbon. He has a Rolls-Royce engine, but Mark Coleman's a special player. Hasn't played a lot of hurling. I think he fractured his jaw only earlier on this year, and he's back here today absolutely playing a blinder.
And Waterford putting that puck out straight over the sideline. Line ball will be taken by Darragh Fitzgibbon. And he picked up a couple of Fitzgibbon Cup medals with UCC in 19 and 20, and he gets it back again. Little show and go from him, and he runs straight into Mark Fitzgerald. Referee wasn't buying what Darragh Fitzgibbon was trying to sell him. And that's a little win for the Waterford defence. Temper starting to fray here. Well, that decision is one that could have gone anyway.
Yeah, and in fairness to Mark, he held his ground. Like the one thing, I said Mark, he's like a wall back there. You don't try and run through a wall. But looking at the first half an hour, Dave, you'd have to say Waterford will be very, very happy. Cork too, except for their wides. But they came here, there's no expectancy on Waterford to win here today. They're 5 points up with 31 minutes gone on the clock. They've gone with a more orthodox formation, so they're exciting to watch. The two lads inside. Tig is back playing well. The full back line looks, sharp. They're not conceding any goal chances. So overall, it's a great game. For Cork too, they'll just say tidy up our shooting.
Well, Pat Ryan not impressed. Some running repairs for Darragh Fitzgibbon. He has to take that off the field. There's a blood injury to the Charlevin midfielder. And now it's left to Stephen Bennett. Bennett not his cleanest strike. He's dropped by Cahalan initially. Gets some support from his goalkeeper. Collins now under pressure, but kept his cool. Found a pass from Mark Coleman. And Coleman looking for his forwards, and it was a pinpoint ball picked up by Shane Barrett, who's brought down. And the Cork fans around us here really finding their voice on their feet. Shane Barrett not happy with the treatment he's getting, and the referee has brought that free inside, and it's a chip over now for Patrick Horgan.
That man Barrett again. Didn't catch the end of it there, but a bit of afters, and listen, Neil Montgomery will go on the book, a yellow card, probably a needless one really, and Horgan will put this over to bring up his tally again and bring the deficit back to 4.
Well, we didn't have any bookings in the opening 25 minutes. We've had 3 in the last 8, so maybe the referee's patience being tested one time too many.
There it is, yeah, just a bit of a shove after the ball.
So Horgan looking for his 4th. And what was a 6-point lead is now just trimmed to 4. Big couple of minutes before half-time. Cork allowing Waterford work it short to Irla Daly. Hasn't seen much of the ball in the first half, the corner back. Ball played down towards Kiley. He's got away from his marker and Rob Downey, but he's run out of real estate here at Welsh Park. Seen over the line by Fitzgibbon, who's probably been the standout player for Cork in this first half. Waterford have shut down all the short ball options. Fitzgibbon trying to pick out a man, but it's gathered by Jamie Barrett. going to hold off his opposite number, Tommy O'Connell. It was a poor touch from Barron. He asked an awful lot of Darragh Lyons to keep this Waterford possession alive, and been picked off now by Seamus Harnedy. Lovely pick-up. Hand passes to Conor Lehane off his left side, and Lehane has found the target. That's better from him. Conor Lehane has been doing that for over a decade in the Cork colours. That's his first of the game.
Yeah, and he deserved that for the work he's putting in. Harnedy winning a lot of ball again, but Tommy O'Connell was getting in a fush, he was getting in a hurl, getting in a flick. He saw he's worked his weight in goal to that Cork team and what he gives them defensively.
The game against Clare next weekend could be Conor Lehane's 50th championship appearance. He's on 49 as of today. And that lead is down to 3. Only the Jamie Barron goal now separating these two teams. Cork finishing the first half the stronger of the two sides. Well, that is a careless piece of distribution straight down the throat of Caleb Lyons, and Lyons from a good distance outbeats Patrick Collins, puts it over the bar for his first score of the game. 5 of the 6 Waterford forwards now on the score sheet, and that was a score they needed. The momentum had swung Cork's way. Collins down on top of the D. Lyons trying to win it back, as was Kieran Bennett. Well, that's a high tackle on Kieran Bennett. On their own 65, must be 70-odd metres from the Cork goal. I'm not sure Waterford will be able to find the target from this range. No matter who it is, it will be Stephen Bennett to take it.
Just left in the arm, and you do that. Around the neck, it's a certain free, and this gives maybe Stephen Bennett a chance to build up his confidence on the free. He's going back in before half-time. It'll be the last puck once it goes wide or over the bar.
It's a big ask. And that is going to land short. He's going to be quickest onto the break. Barron trying to get onto it, and there is the half-time whistle. Really good half of hurling here at Walsh Park in absolutely perfect conditions. Davy Fitzgerald, Waterford, well, they started the better of the two teams, but slowly and very surely as the first half went on, Cork found their way into the game. They got 3 of the last 4 scores of that first half, and they'll be happy enough they've trimmed the arrears. Half time, it is Waterford 1-11, Cork 10 points. We'll have analysis next.
That's Hurling Energy. Bord Gosh Energy, proud sponsors of the GAA Hurling All-Ireland Senior Championship.
Ireland. Our land. This pebble in the ocean. This green blanket we call home. This is where we're from. It's who we are. It's what we're for. We're all in. For all that matters. Because this is Ireland's network. This is the network we all deserve. The network made for all. Air for all.
At the Irish Independent, we don't just cover sport. We tell the stories written all over Ireland. After all, each struggle, triumph, high and low, leaves a mark that lasts. We live and breathe the stories written all over Ireland. Irish Independent.
What brings us out for our county, year after year after year, that stirs such passion in our hearts and makes the pride flow through our veins? It's our county. It's our people. It's in our blood.
Training's over. This is it. You've done the work, and now you're here. Being driven to the biggest game of your life by your man.
Good luck, sweetie.
It's the minor moments that last a lifetime.
To succeed, skill and talent alone is not enough. The will to win is worth much more, and that time is coming. That time is now. We are not born champions. We are made.
Harvey Norman are your technology specialists. Discover the latest from all the biggest brands, like the Acer Aspire 3 laptop. Whether you're at home, school or work, get all the performance you need with a speedy Intel i3 processor, now $399. Or get the Asus VivoBook Go 15 laptop with powerful AMD Ryzen 5 processor for streaming, online learning, video conferencing, and everyday productivity for $499. With flexible payment options and our best prices guaranteed. Why shop anywhere else? Harvey Norman, your technology specialists.
Go!
Ayr, proud sponsors of the GAA Hurling All-Ireland Senior Championship.
Next weekend, we are back with more hurling action from the Leinster campaign. This time, Antrim and Wexford, they are playing next weekend. We will be live from Clones, of course, for football as well. And then Cork and Clare with the round 2 of the Munster Championship. Clare have lost today. Let's see if Cork will be joining them, but we will be live from Páirc Uí Chaoimh from 1:30 next weekend. Yeah, we have a brilliant game here in Walsh Park, and we asked lads before the game, Seamus, we wanted to see a direct play from Waterford. We've certainly seen that from them.
Listen, Waterford are really after paying off the faithful that are after travelling here today, because I think that what they needed was a fast start against a Cork team that, you know, maybe might have been a bit uncertain, but wow, what a start with that ball down the middle and that Jamie Barron goal. So it really lit the whole place on fire here. Like that puck out targeting Mark Coleman on Mikey Kiley, you know, obviously the height difference, but what a break by Jamie Barron, and straight pace through the middle, and a super finish past Patrick Collins, giving him no chance.
Yeah, like Waterford have really gone direct down the centre. What also is causing Cork a lot of problems at the moment is the movement from Waterford. Nobody's staying in the same positions. Desi's out at wing forward, Kevin Manny inside and full forward. There's a huge amount of movement, particularly on the puckouts. And there was a perfect example of nobody actually knew who to pick up. Barron comes off the break, and that gap.
And Mikey Kiley ran out to the opposite wing straight away after the puck out to Robert Downey. Again, that to me, that's a hallmark of Waterford forward play, of zone confusion, great movement, and creating problems for defences.
It has been really impressive, Richard. We've some fabulous scores from them. Like, they went up 7 points at one point in that half too. Yeah, brilliant start. They needed it. And I think, you know, the Munster Championship really needed it as well, you know. I mean, Mikey Kiley getting an absolutely brilliant score there, but like, Jamie Barron has been outstanding. Jack Pendergast has been outstanding. Desi Hutchinson, while hasn't been setting it alight on the scoreboard necessarily, his touch is so sharp. Bennett chipping in with a couple of scores. Waterford really needed that. It's very hard to find a Waterford fella who's struggling, you know, today, which is brilliant. Yeah. So, but if we look at Cork, then they have been struggling in their shot selection and their scoring efficiency, Richie. So what's going on there? Completely the opposite. You know, I mean, I get the sense that maybe this wasn't the best possible game for them to start with. We would have seen. What do you mean by that? In the sense that if they were playing Limerick in their first round, I can guarantee you they'd be coming out with a completely different mindset. But like lethargic, poor shot selection and poor shot execution, and that can be a killer. It just knocks the stuffing out of a team. You know, even when you're on top, if you can't capitalise on it, it's a killer. You know, and they're all guilty of it. Inside forwards, wing forwards, defenders at times as well. You know. If you look at that in comparison to the Waterford forwards, 5 of the Waterford forwards have all scored from play. Cork's shot selection, a lot of them have been either out on the sideline or from outside the 65. Now, a lot of that has got to do with Tadhg de Burke's reading of the game. He's positioning himself slightly inside that 65, and it's a deterrent for anyone. There's always pressure on the shooter, but Cork won't be happy with that. In saying that, I think Waterford have done a huge amount in that first half, and Cork are still only 4 points down. So I think if they can be a little bit more efficient with their shot selection in the second half, Conor Lehane is actually free a huge amount of time on the sideline. Give him the ball, reward him with the ball, and pull Waterford out. I think that Waterford team is there to be figured out by Cork, because Lehane got it in 20 yards of space. Tadhg de Burke wants to sit back. His whole MO is sit on the D, protect the full back line.
But Lehane and the pace that he has, Seamus Hardy has started slow for me. He needs to be sharper. I think they need more from him, even though he laid off for a really good Shane Barrett point late in the first half. So I think that the Waterford defence is there to be figured out.
But they have finished strong though, lads, haven't they? So, I mean, that, as you were all saying there, leaves a lot of confidence going in for the second half. So just talk to me about how they changed that around in that second part of the second half, Owen.
Yeah, well, it's pretty straightforward enough. Their shot selection has been poor. They also haven't had the support runners. But again, when Cork do get the shots, again, they're inside that 65-yard line, breaking the line. In the first half as well, there's huge pockets of space for Cork to run into, but we just haven't got that running game going. If you notice these scores as well, very few are actually going straight down the centre. Here's Conor Lehane on the wing. Again, great score from Conor. Conor's had a few wides, but again, showed his character, went for that shot when things haven't been going well for him.
Yeah, so they haven't had... Sorry, Seamus.
I'm surprised that I haven't seen more from the Cork half back line.
Yeah.
Because so Darragh Fitzgibbon took the ball off the shoulder there in a super score, but they've been starved of possession in the Cork half back line, and I would have thought their strongest line coming into today.
Just see there Robbie O'Flynn after togging off with his top off, heading in number 22 on his back. They expect Robbie to come in. Huge pace, huge power, and someone that's very accurate as well.
Yeah, we spoke a lot about Alan Connolly and these goals as well. Like he hasn't had much chance of the ball.
No, and there has been pockets of space which we've showed, right? But the ball hasn't been going in because the half-back line are under such pressure. Waterford are winning everything there, so it doesn't matter what sort of space you have when you're in there. If the ball is not going in, if the lads who are clearing it are under a small bit of pressure, they'll just take a slightly easier option or maybe throw off a hand pass and try and work a score from outside. But I would say that in the second half, if they can get enough ball into those guys, one goal, it changes the whole momentum of everything. But definitely they've... I wouldn't like to be in the Cork dressing room now.
Okay, well, we might talk about what's going on in the Cork dressing room, but we're going to take another short break. But it is Cork who lead, it is Waterford, I should say, who lead here at the break. And that goal, of course, from Jamie Barron very early on in the first half, the difference. We'll be back with more after this.
Feel good, choose community. Centra, proud sponsors of the Hurling Championship.
Are you searching for better savings? Join hundreds of thousands of customers on a mission to reduce their bills. And you could save up to €616 a year with our best electricity and gas offer. Exclusively available online for a limited time only. Switch online today.
I don't remember who we played, but I remember the streets full of fans.
Hands gripped tight. The ice cream van. It felt like the whole county was there. Then suddenly the world stood up. I couldn't see a thing. You picked me up, then flags went up. Electric. I don't remember who we played. I don't recall the score, but I remember that sunny day. Will forevermore.
The GAA Football and Hurling Championships. Experience the unforgettable.
What brings us out for our county, year after year after year, that stirs such passion in our hearts and makes the pride flow through our veins? It's our county. It's our people. It's in our blood.
At the Irish Independent, we don't just report the news. We tell the stories written all over Ireland. After all, each struggle, triumph, high and low, leaves a mark that lasts. We live and breathe the stories written all over Ireland. Irish Independent.
Wake up to mattress and bed savings at the Harvey Norman 5-day sale, with savings of up to 40% on the biggest brands like Sealy Posturepedic, Sleep Easy, Silent Night, King Coil, Bryony Spa Collection, and Thermopure. Plus, get free delivery, free removal, and recycling of your old mattress, and up to 36 months interest-free. The Harvey Norman 5-day mattress sale. Must end Monday. Don't miss out.
Here's a few home truths for you. In Shannon, they're making pacemakers work. In Fairview, they're making bicycles work. In Waterford, they're growing companies and veggies. Dingle has the best after-work pints. So does Glasnevin and Westport. Grange Castle has a film scene. And Trim has a this scene. Only FRS knows these things, because we have people all over Ireland. So whether you're looking for people or looking for work, ask us.
That's Hurling Energy. Bord Gosh Energy, proud sponsors of the GAA Hurling All-Ireland Senior Championship.
Yep, you are very welcome back. Half-time here, and it is Waterford who lead by a scoreline of a goal and 11 points to Cork's 10 points. Yeah, 4 points then between the sides, and lots to do for both of them to come out here with the 2 points at the end of today's game. But Owen, we were talking just before the break about the things Cork were not doing right, but you want to just highlight something. When they're doing things right, this is what can happen.
Yeah, I don't think there's going to be as much panic in the Cork dressing room as maybe Richie has suggested. There's still only 4 points down, not having clicked. But again, those pockets of space for Alan Connolly are inside in that pocket. Great diagonal ball in. Cork need to continue to hit the ball into them, into the corners in particular. The space is there. Again, another clip coming up. Lovely ball into Seamus Hernady. And what Connolly handles really well here is he continues his run to drag a man out. Unlucky for Shamey to get the block again, but again, they're creating opportunities. Again, a lovely diagonal ball by Joyce into Hoggy. Again, it didn't come off. Cork need to continue with that. They need to continue getting the ball into these guys because they can do the damage.
And it's an obvious strength of Waterford's that they're bypassing. Get that away from De Borca, who's squatting on the full back. So like, get it over into Hoggy, get it over to Connolly. Hoggy doesn't quite have the pace, but if he's got space, he can operate well.
Rich, I want to go back to your point about what's going on in the dressing room. So when you said you wouldn't like to be in that dressing room at half-time, what do you mean by that?
Yeah, like, to be honest, 4 points down in Waterford. Waterford are going really well. If Cork lose today, how much pressure are they going to be under to get out of Munster? You know, like, this is one of the games that Cork absolutely need to win. And they're not playing well. You know, there's nobody doing okay, but there's none of them who are really going in thinking, right, I'm on my game now, you know, everything in the dressing room in one ear, out in the other, just get me back out on the pitch. And, you know, I definitely prefer to be in a Waterford jersey going out in the second half.
We're seeing Robbie O'Flynn, as you mentioned there, he's going to come in for the second half. But from Waterford's perspective, it's a little bit like Clare and Limerick, what we saw in the earlier game. Are they far enough ahead here, Owen, for you? Like, because Cork have played none in that first half, yet they're still very much in it.
Not necessarily. I think 4 points is nothing in hurling. I think that Cork haven't delivered on what we've expected from them. I understand you're right, it is Munster Championship, and we have that expectation of Cork to do well. But again, there's 35 minutes now to turn it around. Robbie O'Flynn's pace, I expect, should cause challenges, especially if you run at him. Look at the scores that Fitzgibbon's getting from midfield, attacking the space and taking on the likes of Tadhg de Burca there, who's sitting in the pocket.
100%. I feel that this game is poised. If Cork forwards actually start kicking on a gear, then it's really going to put a lot of pressure on Waterford's overall shape and plan altogether.
So Waterford, they're still in the dressing room, they haven't come out yet, so...
Yeah, and like, I think...
Have we ever seen Davy do that, have we? No? Have we?
I think, to be honest, what I mentioned earlier was, I think 4 points, I think Waterford needed the 4 points. I know it's not much, right? But if they had gone in just a point up after playing so well, you're nearly going in thinking, God, you know, all the effort that we went to, and we're still not even that far ahead. I think 4 is possibly the minimum that they possibly needed there, you know.
Tactically, do you see Waterford playing the same way they did in the first half, Seamus?
100%. If I'm Waterford, I'm really turning the screw with long direct balls down the middle, trying what they did well in the first half. If I'm Cork, I'm pivoting.
Yeah, okay. Let's see how this happens, and both teams are back out on the pitch. Let's go back then to our commentary team for the second half. Tommy Walsh, but first Dave McIntyre.
Gráinne, thank you. So Davy Fitzgerald just keeping his Waterford players in the dressing room as long as he possibly can. Off air, Tommy Walsh to my right says the oldest trick in the book, and it's an opportunity for Davy just to get it whatever edge he can, but I'm sure his team talk, Tommy, might have been a bit easier than that of Pat Ryan.
I thought it was brilliant because he came out first and he left the players in for another 30 or 40 seconds.
Well, away we go. What a massive half of championship hurling this is. Cork know they have Clare and Páirc Uí Chaoimh next weekend, and a defeat today would have their championship aspirations on the line. And what a start to the second half that is. Mark Cullen, with his first shot of the game, puts it over the bar, and suddenly it's a one-score game despite Waterford's dominance through the opening 35 minutes. And away we go again. Waterford with whatever breezes out there behind their backs in this second half. And Stephen Bennett is down holding his left hand. He might be in a bit of trouble. In fact, 2 Waterford men are down, including Neil Montgomery as well. So Cork curling against 13 players right now. Onto the left side it goes to Shane Barrett, and he gets his second point of the game. But there's some work to be done by the Waterford medical team in the next couple of minutes.
Here it is, Montgomery, shoulder to shoulder. He was head hit the ground, I'd say, when he came down, and I'd say he's winded and that. But what a point by Shane Barrett again, a blistering start from Cork.
Well, suddenly the 4-point deficit has been halved, and obviously Cork stand out with a flea in their ear by their manager. He might have felt that they weren't quite a championship pitch where they should have been once the ball was thrown in initially. Now, what will the referee's decision be here? Who is he calling in his direction? And it's Stephen Bennett's marker. And it's Damien Cahalane.
Cahalane is a very wholehearted player. In fairness, you wouldn't often see him involved in off-the-ball battles, so to be unlike him, but he'll be under pressure around the full back line on a yellow card on Stephen Bennett for the rest of the game.
One of the vagaries of Gaelic football and hurling, Tommy, is there was clearly a foul committed by Damien Cahalane there, yet the point at the other end stands. Always difficult to figure that one out, but on we go. Gathered by Tommy O'Connell. Waterford have not got into this second half at all. Cork have dominated the opening couple of minutes. They've a couple of scores to show for it, and they might have another in a moment. Darragh Fitzgibbon already with 3 points to his name, shortens the grip and pops it over the bar for his 4th. And suddenly Cork are all over Waterford here, and they trail by the barest minimum margin at all.
Yeah, and that's his second point of the second half, and we're only gone in 2.5 minutes in. And Tommy O'Connell showing his worth again to the half back line. There he is, hovering up, flicking, winning dirty ball.
All of Waterford's good work in the first half being quickly undone. Possession crucial here, they need to settle themselves. Long ball from Sean O'Brien, and towards that wing. Trying to get onto it is Jack Prendergast. Also in there digging for it is Kevin Mahoney. Referee has spotted a foul. And that's just what Waterford needed. Foul by Joyce, and Kevin Mahoney is still acclimatising himself to championship hurling. One of the newer faces over the last 15 months in this Waterford team.
Yeah, a certain free and a very important free. He's a big man, Kevin Mahoney. He was brilliant in last year's Munster Club final. He scored one of the goals of, I'd say, Munster Club final history. The end of probably a 6 or a 7-man move, and he was quite enough in that first half, Dave, but very important free to win here and settle down Watford.
And the beneficiary of that was Desi Hutchinson, who's got his 4th. Yeah, Kevin Mahoney made his debut in that dead rubber championship match against Tipperary in last year's Munster Championship. Waterford already out by the time they met Tip. Of course, for Tipperary was far from a dead rubber, and almost saw their elimination. The referee happy for that ball to be continued to be played. Little ball in by Mikey Kiley, wasn't the most accurate. And Cork bringing it away, fired long by O'Donoghue, picked off by Rob Downey. Downey across towards Tommy O'Connell, who knew he had a man outside him, just needed to get the pass away. Coleman into the corner towards Connolly, who's been pretty quiet. The Cork inside forward line haven't got much change out of the Waterford defenders today, and Waterford can bring the ball away. Caleb Lyons looking inside towards Stephen Bennett, trying to get the wrong side of Cahalane, who daren't lay a finger on him, already on a yellow card. Bennett looking to benefit from that situation, but he couldn't find the target.
Doesn't seem to be the scoring goal, Dave, and you know, I think Damien Cahalane has grown in confidence over the last couple of years. Could have fouled him there maybe a couple of years ago. Today he stuck to his task there and made him shoot.
Work it short to Mellerick. And getting the ball in a little earlier perhaps in this second half, and that will be to the benefit of their inside forwards. Here is Shane Barrett. Barrett trying to lose his defender. Just steadies himself and he firms that one in beautifully. Well, the man from Blarney is really warming to his task, Shane Barrett. An All-Ireland medalist at under-17 level 7 years ago now. He was part of Pat Ryan's brilliant under-20 side 4 years ago. And he's doing his stuff for the seniors here today. There's really good handling on his knees almost from Caleb Lyons. Loses his balance but doesn't win the free. Here is Kiley. Kiley accelerating into the space, chasing him in vain as Tommy O'Connell, but it wasn't in vain at all, because O'Connell refused to give up on it and hooked him beautifully as the strike went in. Little ball over the head, back out it goes to Jamie Barron. 1-1 in the first half. Jamie Barron sends one over the bar. Well, the momentum just continues to ebb and flow in this Munster Championship clash. Right now, for the moment at least, it's back with Waterford.
It's a brilliant second half. It's end-to-end stuff. A great hook and a block by Tommy O'Connell. Then a magical score again from Waterford.
Long ball from Collins. The extra man in there for Waterford was Irla Daly, and he picked out a good pass. Swept down the field by Montgomery. Bennett looking for it, trying to find a little bit of space to get away from Tommy O'Connell, and then he turns away from the Cork defenders and he's driving towards goal. Bennett with the opportunity. The sting was taken out of the shot by some brilliant defending from Mellerick, who refused to give up on it, and now Cork can bring it away. It's end to end now, as you would expect when these two meet in the championship. 72nd time they've done so today. Big shoulder coming in there on Connolly. And now he gets space in the Waterford goal again, and he wins the free in.
Oh, Connolly fights like a dog for that ball when it comes in. He won it, he lost it, he won it again. Forced Waterford into... Yeah, probably harsh enough there in the end, but there's the goal chance. It probably started off as a goal chance, Dave, but he probably would have been wise to tap that one over the bar and the Cork defenders.
So another chance for Patrick Horgan to make it 5 frees over the course of this game, and that's what he does. Back to a 1-point game. Hasn't lost his appetite for the game at all, Patrick Horgan. Munster Championship medals at minor, under 21 at senior, but throughout his career that elusive All-Ireland has not been bagged. Jack Prendergast now looking to switch the play, but it's 2-on-1 over there in Cork's favour. Jamie Barron was the Waterford man outnumbered. Little ball towards Robbie O'Flynn, trying to flick it away was Fitzgerald, and the referee has spotted another foul. This time the Waterford corner back, and Davy Fitzgerald can barely look, because he has seen Waterford's lead, which was 6 at one stage on a number of occasions in the first half, whittled away, and if this free goes over, will be level again. And it's a yellow card for Mark Fitzgerald.
And in fairness to Jack Prendergast, we were right in line of that pass that went wrong from over the far side. Here's the slap and a free. Yeah, it was a free, all right. It looked, there was a movement on the far side that looked like it was a Waterford player, and with the sun, whatever way the sun is shining, but it was 2 Cork lads, and I'd say it was just a mistaken identity there. Another point from Cork. The radar is on in the second half.
Patrick Horgan benefiting from every Waterford mistake as Sean O'Brien fires one long down over the head of Darragh Fitzgibbon. He did get something on it. Digging it up was Montgomery, and a chance maybe for Waterford. Barron is there waiting for the breaking ball, and he has it now. Little flick inside to him by Darragh Lyons, and Barron trying to get beyond Tommy O'Connell. It's into the hands of Neil Montgomery, and Montgomery puts Waterford back in front with his first score of the game. Doesn't score too many, Neil Montgomery. That's just the 10th point he's ever scored in Championship hurling. Grabbing that one was Darragh Lyons, and he got a call inside from Caleb Lyons, who was fisting the air long before that ball crossed the bar. Really good score from him, winning his fitness battle to take his place in the Waterford team today, and that's 2 points from play.
Yeah, and a typical point from him. He's always running off the shoulder, always looking for that attacking option, and will shoot from anywhere. A fantastic point from him again, Colin.
So they're back into a 2-point lead. Neither side enjoying any sort of dominance at the moment. It's end to end. Fitzgerald was dispossessed, and that was a cheap foul. Disagreeing with it obviously is Shane Barrett, but there was a hand in the back, and Mark Fitzgerald was only too happy to go down.
Comes in for the flick, gets the ball, in fairness to him, and this is where the foul occurs. if you have, it's when you're under 14, I suppose the first thing they'll tell you is don't, even if you don't push them, don't leave your hand on the back. And after some great work by Shane Barrett, and he's having a fantastic day, working like a dog as well all day, as all the Cork lads are, and it's starting to flow for him now, and it leads to itself to a brilliant last probably 30 minutes.
Well, Cork worked hard to get themselves level, but almost in the blink of an eye, there's a chance now there might be 3 back again. Desi Hutchinson looking to add another one to his tally. Oh, he has hit that one beautifully. That is probably the cleanest strike he's had all afternoon. Patrick Collins, low angle delivery down towards Robbie O'Flynn. Beats him, trying to pick it up for Waterford was Tyke Burka. Hasn't seen much of the ball so far in the second half, which is 11 minutes old. Mikey Kiley in there as well. Possession vital, and it's in the hand of Darragh Lyons. He wants an option, tries to send one down the sideline. It came off the back of Robbie O'Flynn. It'll be a Waterford line ball.
And serious questions being asked of this Waterford team in the first 10 minutes. They're hit with a sucker blow of 2 or 3 quick points from Cork, but they're doing what Davy would ask for them. They're showing fight, they're showing hunger, not giving up, and they're back into a 3-point lead now. And
Waterford will be bringing Jack Fagan, the Mead man, and the Waterford ranks in shortly. Perhaps the next break and play, as that's worked short by Darragh Lyons. Trying to win it for Waterford was Bennett. Kieran and Stephen in the team today. No Shane Bennett involved this afternoon. Long delivery from Kieran Joyce. 2-on-2 inside. And a chance for Cork, maybe if they can find the ball and then get some space. Horgan flicks it back out. That's clever play from Patrick Horgan. He knew there was a man waiting for it in Harnedy, and he makes no mistake. For so long, Seamus Harnedy has been the strong man in the Cork forward line, and he continues to show that he's got what it takes to succeed at this level. Nice flick by Dara Fitzgibbon. Good awareness of who was around him as well. Again, Cork going a bit more direct, trying to service this inside forward line with earlier balls. And Connolly getting the wrong side of the water for defence. Connolly pops one over the bar. A couple of quick succession for Cork. Adam Connolly with his second of the game, and we are back to a single point.
Yeah, and he's on a no lesser a full back than Conor Prunty. Only back in the team, but a big strong man. Connolly is still winning all them last couple of balls in the second half.
Brilliantly taken by Jack Prendergast. He's looking for his third, but that was never on line. We had a great angle of it here from the commentary box. It's a 6 wide of the game for Waterford. So Jack Fagan still patiently waiting behind his manager. Waterford a little on their heels there, quickly getting after those Darragh Lyons. A one-handed ball down the field, that's a foul. I think by Dara Fitzgibbon. The referee pulling the card out again. It's Alan Connolly he's calling back in his direction. A little bit of a chop from the corner forward.
Montgomery won that free, won that ball again. Like there's a great mix in both teams, I find, Dave, of tough, hard men to win ball, and then you have the class, the kind of magicians, the guys that can make the ball talk.
Here is Caleb Lyons. There are options in field which he has turned down. Was that the right decision? The ball, the referee was playing an advantage for Waterford. Lyons was fouled just after he released that ball.
Lyons, you know, he was picked to play wing forward, but playing most of the game wing back. And these modern wing backs, they're a nightmare for a wing forward to mark, because predominantly going out as a half forward, you want to score, you know, a couple of points or 1-2 or 1-3. But the likes of him, I'm not sure what the free was for. Maybe it was a late challenge or a tug before that, but marking these guys, are following them. You spend most of the time following these guys.
Well, Cork had got themselves back on top. That was a score Waterford needed, and it's delivered by Hutchinson.
Today's official match attendance is 11,973.
Well, just under 12,000 confirmed in Walsh Park today. It's pretty much a capacity crowd. A lot of Cork people made their way over this afternoon. That was a risky ball played inside by Jamie Barron, but making something of it was Lyons. And now it's with Neil Montgomery. Montgomery with time to set himself and send one inside. Well, whether he was going for goal or not, it's one he'd like to have back. Kieran Joyce now into the final 20 minutes, and there's almost nothing between them. There's Cork's Patrick Horgan. Well, there is a collector's item. Patrick Horgan, just outside the 21, couldn't find the target.
Substitution on the Cork team, number 23, Brian Hayes, replaces number 11, Conor Lehane.
Conor Lehane withdrawn. And Brian Hayes coming in for Cork. Just his 4th championship appearance. Yet another member of that brilliant under-20 side from 2020 and 21 under Pat Ryan. He's really increasingly relying on those players to do their stuff at senior level. Great take by Kiley. Referee playing an advantage. Kiley might not need it. Into the area he goes! And it's blocked away. They'll come back for the foul. He's direct, Mikey Kiley. He asks questions of these Cork defenders once he gets the wrong side.
He is, and Rob Downey is no slouch in the air either, but Kiley's doing that all his career. Straight at and goes for goal every time, and he had the advantage of the advantage rule. He knew if he missed, you know, it would be brought back for a free for Dessie Hutchinson, and they have to hand it to Dessie Hutchinson, Dave. I've never seen him take frees. I know they'll probably tell you more, for they might have seen him taking frees, but to turn up in such a pressurised game like this and nail most of them.
Yeah, he missed his first, and since then he's been error-free. And that continues to be the case. Waterford back into a 3-point lead. Collins works the angle short to Ger Mellerick. Trying to pick out a pass to Shane Barrett. Barrett in a real good battle with Kieran Bennett today. The ball was caught under the leg of Kieran Bennett. Picked off by Mark Coleman, and inside him is Dara Fitzgibbon. Fitzgibbon turns down the chance to shoot from distance, trying to find Connolly, and then Horgan in a scrap with Iarla Daly. And eventually Cork come away with it. Connolly, he's so quick off the mark, Connolly. Impossible to stop, and he's brought down.
Here's Davy here. He's not happy with that decision, but no, he's pulled back. And Connolly, he's hard to manage in there. Like when he gets the ball, he just runs at you. You can't put your arms around anymore. The referee will see it and call it back. And I have to say that the doggedness of Connolly, he had so much to that Cork attack, because you have Horgan spinning around, you have Fitzgibbon and these boys spinning around, but Connolly's there and Toomey before him, and they will put in the hard shifts. To see Brian Hayes is on there now to win that tough 50-50 ball.
Yeah, they didn't have Connolly in the ranks last year. Today's first championship appearance since the All-Ireland quarter-final against Galway 2 years ago. So 21 plays 19. Heading towards the final quarter of an hour. And with the big two in Munster in terms of current form, and Clare and Limerick still to come for both of these teams, the next 15 minutes or so are of huge importance. Waterford will have next weekend off. Davy Fitzgerald will have a couple of weeks to prepare for the visit of Tipperary to Walsh Park. Here's Jamie Barrett. Well, not his purest strike, but he's managed to somehow work it down towards Jack Prendergast. Picked up by Sean O'Donoghue. Back he goes to his goalkeeper. And that will be a Cork ball. Tempers fraying. There are a lot of short fuses in and around Walsh Park at the moment. What a battle this is for the ball. Waterford coming away with it. Jamie Barron, a warrior for Waterford, alongside of Neil Montgomery, his midfield partner. Between them today, they have scrapped for every ball that's come their way, as you would expect.
The last 15 minutes are going to be such a huge 15 minutes for Cork, because if they don't win today, it's going to nearly could be a knockout battle against Clare next weekend in Cork.
And that's a game that's live in GA Go. What a game that is to look forward to. So much riding on it. Another brilliant piece of fielding from Waterford, and away they go through Jack Prendergast, who's hauled down. Now, was there a goal-scoring opportunity there? That's certainly the point that the likes of Mikey Kiley and Desi Hutchinson are trying to make to the referee here. Davy Fitzgerald as well.
Here's the high ball. Up he goes. The importance are ruling the skies.
And it's a very deliberate pull down. Was there cover in the Cork defence? That's what the referee and his linesmen are going to discuss now.
And also, was the free for the flick of the ball out of his hand, or was it for the pull down? Was the pull down after the free was given? A lot of decisions to be made here with Tipperary referee. And so here it is. So here's that was the first flick probably. Here's the second one, just coming, just there. That's a foul because the ball didn't leave it. Jesus,
it's going to be a penalty. A black card for Kieran Joyce and a penalty for Waterford. Well, it's a huge call from the referee, who, once he had a moment to discuss it with his linesman, clearly decided this was a goal-scoring opportunity. And so it's moved infield, and what an opportunity it is for Stephen Bennett. 5 championship goals to his name. If he can make it 6, Waterford will be into a 5-point lead heading towards the hour mark. Stephen Bennett goes low and rifles it to the back of the net. 1-3 for him today, and Waterford back on the front foot in Walsh Park.
How happy are they to have him back today? Like, he's one of these players who doesn't have to be firing on all cylinders, and he could still turn out with 110, 111, and he missed a couple of frees earlier on in the game. To be able to do that at this stage of the game in front of your home crowd when everyone's under pressure. And here's another sub in for Waterford.
Young Patrick Fitzgerald from the Ballygunner Club, one of the youngest members of this Waterford panel, is in. His 5th championship appearance. Caleb Lyons withdrawn, still finding full fitness. Caleb Lyons has had a good game today though. Here is Tyja Burka, referee, immediately on the scene, and now Cork could have a problem on their hands. They're already down to 14 players. Tommy O'Connell is going to be shown a card of some description. It's a yellow.
We'll see it here again, and this is the danger of the side steps, and everyone's going so fast in a game of hurling. When you play the game, probably met him in the front all right.
Now look, as the defender, you have to line it up absolutely perfect. If you're not square on, you're going to draw the ire of the referee. So Stephen Bennett, he's lost half of his hurley as he struck that one. So viciously did he hit it. Picked off well by Mark Coleman, so Bennett's out the field, and he has to get himself some new weaponry as Cork with a free out. And the referee going to his pocket again here. It's Desi Hutchinson that could be the next man into the book. A flurry of yellow cards since the half-hour mark. There shall not pass is the mantra of Desi Hutchinson. There is Sean O'Donoghue who tried to beat him. Sent long by Collins. Coming onto it quickly now is the Cork attack, and Connolly looked inside, and then Patrick Horgan has his head up towards the post, hoping that one goes all the way over. Robbie O'Flynn got his hands on the ball, and then it was off to Seamus Harnedy, and once he turned, he had the target in sight, pops it over for his 2nd of the game.
Yeah, and Cork needed that just to change a bit of momentum. It was going against him for the last couple of minutes, but that might settle him down. There's only 4 points in it now with 10 minutes to go.
Yeah, it's nicely set up. Long ball from O'Brien, 2-on-2 inside, almost fell into the hand of the onrushing Jack Prendergast. but Cork have won another ball in that full back line. Finding Shane Barrett now. Now there's a little bit of space for Luke Meade, who's just been brought in a few moments ago. Meade finds Ger Mellerick, his first shooting opportunity of the game. Well, maybe they should get it to him more often. Ger Mellerick with his first ever championship score on his 13th appearance, and Cork trimmed the arrears further.
Yeah, and I was just looking where Waterford playing their spare men. They kind of had two spare men back in defence that time. That's probably what opened up the chance there for Ger Mellerick.
Back to a one-score game again. Here's Mark Fitzgerald. Fitzgerald just about stayed on the field. It's a good ball inside as well. And the referee has spotted a swipe there by, I think, Damien Cahalan. Cahalan is already on a yellow card here. He's gone. Well, they were already one man down with a man in the bin, but Cork now with a red card to deal with as well. Tommy, your thoughts on this one?
Yeah, this the danger of being on a yellow card. It looked like he went for the ball. It did, if his hurl hit off him, maybe, but here's the replay again, slow it down. The ball was there, he looked like he went for it. I know Patrick holds his hurl down short, his hands down low on the hurl, and a harsh red card, to be honest, if you were to ask me.
It's a risky one if you're on a yellow, though, isn't it? As that little flick as the ball's coming in, you have to time it perfectly, otherwise you might wrap him on the ankle. So Patrick Fitzgerald back on his feet, and with the dust settling, another chance for Desi Hutchinson, looking for his 8th point. The lead is 4 again.
Substitution on the Waterford team, number 20, Patrick Curran.
Patrick Curran coming into the Waterford team now. So experienced, the 28-year-old from Dungarvan. Part of that brilliant minor and under-21 side of the last decade. Cork worked the ball out to Dara Fitzgibbon. And that ball was touched on the floor. A lot of these decisions going Waterford's way at the moment. Pat Ryan will need to keep his cool on the far side.
It's a hot sunny day down here in the southeast, Dave. They're after bringing on a few of their flyers. Patrick Fitzgerald, we've seen what he can do for Ballygunner and for Waterford later on. We now see some more Waterford players like Patrick Curran coming on. He can make the ball talk. So say Davey is looking at maybe tapping balls over the bar and increasing this lead now.
Get a long way back. A new hurling in hand. And that has gone over the end line and wide. 7th wide of the game for Waterford. 7 minutes remaining.
Substitution on the Cork team, number 17, Owen Downey, replaces
Waterford
number 15,
bringing Owen Downey, or Cork bringing Owen Downey into the fray. The 21-year-old from Glen Rovers, former captain of the Cork minor side. The younger brother of Rob Downey. So he's in for his championship debut. Collins with a long delivery over that 65. Trying to pick it up is Shane Barrett. And a chance for Cork now. A chance they need to take, and they have done so. Fired over the bar by Robbie O'Flynn, his first score since coming in.
Yes, and they're 2 men down, so they have to stay fighting and fighting for the next couple of minutes until Joyce comes back on, and hopefully then they'll still be in the game.
Jamie Barron now, lovely bit of close control. There's options behind him and inside as well. He might get it back again, Jamie Barron. He's worked the space beautifully. That's one of the scores of the day. Jamie Barron with 1-3.
That's some score. And Curran came on. This is the joys of having a lad with hands like that. Curran's a brilliant player and has been for many years. Small little pass back to Jamie and over the bar. The big cheer up and the fist pump to the crowd.
Sean O'Donoghue, cross to Tommy O'Connell. Oh, Tommy O'Connell maybe should have got his head up a bit longer before firing that in. A poor touch almost cost time to Burka, and it has cost him possession of the ball now. There was a clear tug on the jersey there of Alan Connolly. Wasn't spotted by the officials. Cork will feel they should have had a free in. Waterford battling their way through a wall of Cork players, and now the space has opened up for Kieran Bennett. Kieran Bennett off his right side, and he's pulled it. It's a wide ball. The Cork need to find some scores, and quickly. 4 points adrift. Patrick Collins. Across it goes to one of the men in a moment ago, Owen Downey. His first touch in championship hurling. It might be a touch he'd like back again. Little spin into the space from Desi Hutchinson, who was hit after he delivered it, and that is dropping wide. Waterford with chances maybe to seal this game, but they haven't done so. And into the space following the ball is Brian Hayes from the St. Finbarr's Club. An acute angle, Brian Hayes looking to keep Cork in touch. That's a big score for him, and it's a big one for Cork. They're still right in this. His first championship point, allied to the goal that he got last season. The Cork bench starting to deliver. That's 2 points from them now. Robbie O'Flynn and Brian Hayes. Again, possession so vital as we enter these final minutes. One mistake could cost the team everything. Trying to find a little pocket of space to get the shot away for Waterford was Patrick Fitzgerald. Referee had spotted a foul, and Waterford will have a chance to go back into a 4-point lead.
Yeah, and he's been a ball of energy since he came in. He's running here, he's running there, here he is, back out, draws in the foul, and to bring it back out to 4 points. Looking at the setup behind here now, Alan Connolly's inside on Prunty, all on his own. Tig kind of hangs out here to the side, and when things open up, then he sits in front of Alan Connolly to prevent any goal-scoring opportunities.
Cork now entering the territory where you feel they definitely need a goal. They're back onto 14 players in the field with the black card elapsed. Kieran Joyce back in the field. They'll need every man they can find. Four points in it again. Is there a goal in this Cork team? There were plenty of goals for them during the league. They've yet to fire a green flag into the air today. Good running initially from Caleb Lyons, looking to get the ball back in his hand, which he has done. Good close control and composure as well, and the shot just about has enough legs on it to get it over the bar. That's 3 from play for Caleb Lyons. Not normally associated with high scoring. The odd one here and there from the half-back line, but today he's been deadly accurate.
Yeah, and he's been so athletic, so fast in this second half, and what a second half he's had. Oh,
Cork almost driving into the space. There's a chance now maybe for Connolly. Connolly bearing down a goal. Connolly! Well, there's the goal they desperately needed. This game turns on its head yet again. Alan Connolly with a deadly finish.
The hat-trick hero. Watch this for a chance. Rides one tackle, bounces it off the ground and goes to the weaker side of the goalkeeper. What a finish.
2 goals against Waterford in the Munster Championship 2 years ago. He's got a crucial one here today. And this one right back in the melting pot. 2-point game. Here's Mikey Kiley now. Needs support. Turns back out. Gets a call in behind for Patrick Curran. And Patrick Curran looking to steady Waterford nerves. And he has done so. Huge score from their point of view.
I said it when he came on, Curran. I saw Patrick Fitzgerald. These two boys are deadly with the ball, and they do exactly what Davy Fitz has asked of him. But Mikey Kiley winning that ball again. He's a huge man in the air, a huge man to win ball.
A goal between them as we head towards injury time. Lovely footwork from Shane Barrett. Barrett looking for another score. Oh, he sent that one slicing from left to right. Cork's 10th wide of this game. 3 additional minutes. Still plenty of time for really all 3 results to be a possibility.
Just looking at the Waterford forwards, like they've so many up in the full forward line, Dave. This is what the public were crying out for the last couple of years, and they're seeing the benefits of it today.
Well, maybe a closer echoing of the great Waterford side of the noughties that picked up 3 Munster titles and played with such abandon, such freedom. They need a couple of scores just to ensure this victory, and who better than the man on the far side who's been deadly accurate from place balls, but it's taken until the 71st minute for Desi Hutchinson to get his first score from play.
It was, it wasn't important, and what a great score it was. Out onto his favourite left-hand side.
And the subs continue to be rolled on and off. Collins has to find a man in red. 2 minutes for Cork to salvage something from this game. That's a clear foul on Robert Downey. And so Cork will have a chance to fire another free over and make it a 1-score game again. The pressure on the manager, and there'll be pressure on Patrick Horgan here. Although coming across to take it, it's Horgan who's just left the field. In fact, it's a lot of pressure on Alan Connolly, Tommy, just 22 years of age, the young man from Blackrock.
Yeah, just Horgan had to be taken off that time. Downey came on the backs after the sending off, and here's Connolly to bring it back to 3, and he's done that.
1-3 for him. What an asset he is in this inside forward line for Cork. And so just a goal between them. 90 seconds remaining. Here is Stephen Bennett. Jinking into the space as Darragh Lyons, and he found Stephen Bennett again. He was nudged just as he let go of it, and it goes to the left and wide. Both sides with 10 wides apiece now. Can Cork find another moment of magic? Oh, maybe they can. What a take that was in the air. And that's a free in. Waterford just looking to ensure there isn't a goal scored. Robbie O'Flynn, dominant in the skies there. Well, will Cork have time for 2 plays? They may have to work this one in. There'll certainly be time for the puck out. So over it goes from Connolly. His 4th point. A 2-point game. Waterford have made another change. Padraig Fitzgerald comes in for his 5th championship appearance. The young man from Ballygunner, only 20 years of age, to try and see them over the line, has replaced Mikey Kiley, who's had a very busy afternoon. Collins trying to manage this clock as best he can. Rather, Sean O'Brien, the Waterford goalkeeper, opts to put as much distance between himself and the ball as he possibly can. Keep Cork away from this goal, because they do need a goal. Here come Waterford looking for the insurance score. It's a brilliant hook as he looked to pull the trigger, Patrick Curran, but it fell kindly for him the second time. And he points to the skies as he sends over his 2nd point since coming in as a substitute. There's the full-time whistle. A momentous victory for Davy Fitzgerald and his Waterford players. So much pressure on them, so much talk around the camp that all was not well, that Waterford hurling were struggling, but they've come back to Walsh Park. They're home today, upgraded, refurbished, but maybe it's an upgraded Waterford team as well, because they've started this year's Munster Championship with a huge victory over Cork, and one they had to work incredibly hard for. Celebrations around Walsh Park. Desolation for Cork, who now know next weekend's clash with Clare is an almighty one. And as we draw Brett, Tommy, you've got an opportunity to tell us who stood out for you today, and ultimately who's the man of the match.
Yeah, absolutely. It's all for Waterford today. Mark Fitzgerald and Conor Prunty did such a tough job with so much space inside. They battled unbelievable in there. Tyg de Borca, how great it was to see him back there again today. Stephen Bennett, Callum Lyons was exceptional that second half when they really needed him. Inside, Desi Hutchinson took the frees brilliantly all day. I thought Mikey Kiley was instrumental to this Waterford victory. And Jack Prendergast was super again in the air to win ball. But my man in the match today, he scored 1-3 from 4 Mile Water, the midfield dynamo himself, Jamie Barron.
His 100th appearance in all competitions for Waterford has coincided with just a 3rd win in 17 group games in the Munster Hurling Championship. Full time in Walsh Park. It's finished Waterford 2-25, Cork 125. A pulsating game of hurling, just about shaded by Waterford in the end. Cork certainly up their game in the second half, Tommy, but they fell just short in the end.
Yeah, unfortunately for Cork, I thought they came to this game with plenty of energy, plenty of sparks. It was just their efficiency in that first half. And even regards where they shot from, I didn't think it was too bad. It was in around midfield, half hour line. That's where most teams are shooting now. It's all about shots on goal now at the moment. For them, you'd have to say Alan Connolly. He scored 2 hat-tricks in the last 2 rounds of the league. He turned up again today, a major ball winner. Tommy O'Connell tried fierce hard. Dara Fitzgibbon was brilliant. Up front then, you'd have to say Harnedy was trying to... Shane Barrett was the man for me, and Connolly up front. They were the 2 most impressive.
What about Waterford? There was so much talk, and much of it negative in the build-up. But they've answered a lot of questions today.
They did, and down here in Welsh Park, the newly revamped, I thought Welsh Park looked absolutely fabulous today. I played here many years ago, and it's stunning to watch here today. Even the pitch itself, it's like a carpet. It's a credit to the Waterford County Board and the fundraiser and the people that drove that project on and are still driving it on. But this is a great time for Waterford people now, because before this they had 16 championship games in the round robin, won 2 and drew 1, both of them against Tip. Now this might get them going again. Like last year they did an unfortunate first round against Limerick where they played fierce well and lost. Often the hardest type of loss is when you play well and lose. So a great day for Waterford, and I'd say they won't be hard to sell the tickets for 2 weeks time against Tipperary.
Okay, thanks, Tommy. Let's get some reaction. Tommy picked Jamie Barron as his Centra man of the match, and he is standing by with Aisling.
Yes, congratulations, Jamie Barron. You are the Centra man of the match, and Donald Hickson is here from Centra to present you with your award. Jamie, you must be absolutely delighted with that performance out there today.
Yeah, look, we are absolutely delighted. We make no bones about it. We've had a tough league campaign with a lot of soul touch to do again, but look, our focus is always on today, and thank God we're after getting the win today. But look, it doesn't put us through anything. We're going to have to focus now and knuckle down again for 2 weeks.
Yeah, talk to me a little bit about the belief and the fight out there, because it really looked like a different Waterford team.
Yeah, absolutely. Look, I suppose we've been hurting in this round robin the last while. There's a lot of character in that team, a lot of strong leaders and so on, and we've been doubted and questioned. Look, it's a win today, but it'll mean very little if we don't back it up.
You can see what it means here to the supporters as well. They're back in Walsh Park. It means a lot to them to be out to support you and to get the win.
Yeah, of course. Look, and the place has been done up and it looks great here today, and the atmosphere is fantastic. And look, we're delighted we can give a bit back to the supporters because they follow us in their droves, and days like this are special, and it's Munster Championship and we're delighted to get the win.
1-3 for you, man of the match on your 100th appearance. Are you enjoying it all?
I am enjoying it, yeah. I didn't think it was that many, but look, the year's flying. We're enjoying them while we can stay there.
Brilliant, Jamie. Thanks so much.
Thank you, Aisling. Thank you.
Well, what a performance from Jamie Barron. It was his goal early in the first half that set Waterford on their way, and while Cork came back at them a number of times, eventually Waterford found their way with a couple of late scores to put some daylight between themselves and their neighbours. And what a game Cork have ahead of them in Clare in next weekend. It has finished here at Walsh Park, and a beautiful day in the Dacia County, and it is the hosts that have come out on top by 3 points in the end, 225 to 125. We'll look back at it all with Grania and the lads after these.
Ayr, proud sponsors of the GAA Hurling All-Ireland Senior Championship.
To really get Gaelic football, you need to be of a certain type. Do you want to hear my response? This. All those can't compete like us looks. They're not from here talk. And not built like us excuses. Enough. Bring all the things that make you who you are.
To succeed, skill and talent alone is not enough. The will to win is worth much more. And that time is coming. That time is now. We are not born champions. We are made.
Training's over. This is it. You've done the work, and now you're here. Being driven to the biggest game of your life by your man.
Good luck, sweetie.
It's the minor moments that last a lifetime.
Make it yours at Harvey Norman with our incredible range of customizable sofas. And for a limited time only, get a bonus Harvey Norman gift card worth up to €300. Choose from a range of sizes, fabrics, colours and more to create your perfect piece. Like the classic Irish-made Shannon four-seater for $1,699. Available in a range of colours and sizes to fit your space. Limited time only. Bonus gift card worth up to €300. Don't miss out. Harvey Norman, your sofa specialists. Go!
Here's a few home truths for you. Near Knock, people are seeing things again. Castlebar has a remote working pub. In Furbo, they're doing 9 to 5 here and 1 to 2 here. Leitrim is just the one traffic light. Plenty of spirit though. And Salins has more trains, schools and decent coffee than ever before. Only FRS knows these things because we have people all over Ireland. So whether you're looking for people or looking for work, ask us.
Feel good, choose community. Centra, proud sponsors of the Hurling Championship.
You are very welcome back here to Walsh Park, and it is Waterford who have picked up the 2 points here today in a fabulous, brilliant win here against Cork. Stephen Bennett is standing by with us. Stephen, what did you make of all of that?
Look, it's just brilliant. We really needed it, I suppose. Things haven't been great last. I suppose on the outside they'd be hearing stuff for going so bad, but like, to be honest, there's so many of us there still going because we believe in the team. Like, we're not shocked with that. Like, we knew we have that in us. We're not as bad as people are saying, and like, it was just relief there to get the points on the board so soon.
Just talk to me a little bit about all this talk that has been around, not just this year but last year as well, about the unrest, that things aren't going well in the camp, that there's lots of infighting, that nothing's going right.
Yeah.
What has that been like, Stephen, to listen to and to hear?
I actually kind of find it enjoyable, to be honest. It's funny, like, we're going down every night, we're loving it. If you ask any of the players, it's going unreal. Like, we're really good. Last 2 weeks have been brilliant. We've loads of A versus B games played, and like, even the lads in the send-up panel, like, they've been, I think the B team actually won the first 3 games, so it really drove everyone on, you know. And no, they've been brilliant. It's actually genuinely been going really good. So I suppose next week now we just have to regroup. I think we have 2 weeks actually to tip, and we need to try and get 4 points on the board.
Yeah.
Isn't it in the Munster Championship the way it is? The week off is massive. Like, so what are you going to do now next week that you'd have done differently coming up to this one?
Yeah, I suppose last year we were the week after, weren't we? We played Limerick, and then 6 days later we Cork. So it definitely does help. Just get the bodies right. I suppose there'll be a few sore bodies after that, and I suppose Ducks just regroup and get back training Tuesday night.
You've had a frustrating couple of weeks, I'd imagine, with the hamstring injury that you picked up, and a lot of dark days on your own doing rehab. Body good after that?
I wouldn't say the body will ever be good again. But yeah, I was told to retire with 2 hip replacements at the start, and then I said, we'll ignore that for another while. And then I tore the hamstring, first time ever. Yeah. So I'm only back with, I actually wasn't even meant to be starting, would you believe? I found out Thursday I was starting because Shane had an accident there Tuesday night in training and got surgery Wednesday morning. So he done me a favour, actually. But look, hopefully he gets back in now and drives on again. He was going well. So yeah, just delighted to be playing, delighted to get 70 minutes, and look, the 2 points on the board is all we really wanted.
You've played in some huge games, obviously, for Waterford, and some great days, but there's something about coming home to your home patch, full crowd. How does it compare?
Yeah, like, well, last year we played 3 games up in Thurles. We played more games at home up there than Tip did. Do you know, it's unreal playing here. The new stand is brilliant, in fairness. And like, the Waterford crowd as well. I know Cork had more supporters with season tickets to have, but the Waterford crowd, like, in fairness, they're brilliant. The fellas that were here again, these are the days we want to be here. I suppose just stick with us now and fill up next week again. Like, we were in 2 All-Ireland finals, All-Ireland semi-finals, you know, like, I wouldn't be believing half the stuff they'd be talking about. So just keep coming with us, and hopefully we get 2 more points now against Tip.
Stephen, you got off to a great start. So Cork come back into it, as you're going to expect that's going to happen in the nature of games. But then at half-time, you were kept in quite a while there by Davy Fitz. What was the message? What was being said to you about what performance you needed to do in the second half?
It was actually just calm down. I suppose, like, things were going well. It was really keep things simple. You know, sometimes people can talk too much and overcomplicate it. It was get the ball up and run at him. In fairness, I think we actually could have got 2 or 3 more goals. Just off the top of my head, Michael Kiley caught so much ball. You know, we could have got 2 or 3 more goals. And
we know that's when we're brilliant, like, you know. We'd load the lads in deep, we'd 2 inside all times, and we just went that to goal, you know. Another day, I'm actually, if you look back at it, I'd say about 5 wides myself. We'd be disappointed, but look, I know Cork had wides too. So yeah, we've loads to work on, but just delighted.
And in terms of confidence and relief, because when you, like, it's not a nice place to be in, Stephen, when you've been being criticised, and maybe you can insulate yourself from all that noise outside, but for your families and friends as well, listen to all that, like, to get this win here today after not doing so well in Munster the past while, what does that do for confidence, the group going forward?
Yeah, I suppose, look, to be honest with you, our confidence hasn't changed. I was confident we were going to win today anyway. Look, you can't be listening to what they'll be telling you. It's enjoyable, really, because we know we're not a bad team. There's so many lads. Like, I've seen Jamie Barron there made his 100th appearance. He's playing since 2013 and he was phenomenal again. Like, fellas are here giving all the time they have, you know, to do it. So no shock from our half.
Well, listen, congratulations once more. Very well done. Thank you for staying and talking
Thanks,
to us as well, and the very best of luck the next day and the rest of the championship. We'll let you go, Stephen and Gwen. You can take that microphone off you. Well done. Thanks again. Well done. So yeah, Stephen Bennett, and you can see the response from the Waterford as well. I mean, he's being modest about it, Richie, but it was a pressure game for this group of players, wasn't it? Like, they needed to deliver, particularly in their home ground today.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we've seen the Munster Championship, how competitive it's been since the league stages started, and for them to get off to such a brilliant start and to get such a brilliant game in. Like everything that has gone before now is so completely irrelevant, because you know, everybody just looks at the most recent past and they'll go into Tipperary and the rest of the championship games. It's just huge confidence.
Yeah. And that direct style of play, Owen, we hope that we would see that, but you kind of wonder why they haven't done this before now, like, because they were heavily criticised last year for it, and it's really paid dividends today.
Yeah, Stephen referenced it there. They constantly had 2 inside, if not 3 at times, which was strange for us to see over the last 18 months. But I suppose the standout point from Stephen's comments is how much belief they have in each other and in their management. And when you're in the system as an inter-county player, everything else is irrelevant. What we say here, what other people say on the streets, that doesn't matter. And that epitomised it. They fully believed coming in here today that they were going to win. They'd been talking about it all week. People have talked about maybe an ambush. They were full value for their win today. They worked hard. They actually played better when Cork went down to 13 players. Waterford actually struggled slightly to get themselves into the game. It just proved the fact that when they're 15 on 15 and let the ball in, they've got the players that can do the damage.
Okay, well, Davy Fitzgerald, he has taken a lot of criticism over the past number of weeks by outside sources, so let's hear from him. He's been speaking with Aisling.
Davy Fitz, congratulations. What a game of hurling. You must be a happy man after that.
Yeah, I'm very proud of the lads, but that's only a game one, so we can't get carried away with that. But I'm really proud of the lads, but that's only one game, and we need to even improve on today and get better.
You said yourself there was a lot of talk about this team, and what a performance to, I suppose, shut all them up.
Talk is always going to be there, and people are entitled to their opinions, and you know, that's it, that's fine. Like, all I'm doing is going to focus on the next game, and whatever's said about me or the team, we can't do anything. We can just work very hard, and I'm very proud of how hard they work, but we're going to have to even raise our levels again for the next step.
Yeah, the fight that they showed out there, you must be super proud of that.
We've worked very hard. There's been a lot of stories out there, but if you watch any of our league games, missing what we're missing, we were right there in every league. We were playing hard, missing a lot of bodies, and I had said that all league, and fair play to them, they did well, but listen, Cork, no doubt, will be back from that, and we know that. We've got 2 weeks to get ready for our next game, and we'll enjoy this few moments. I think it's important to enjoy it when you do win, but we know we have to get our heads back in the ground and get ready again for the next day. I'm not going to get caught up in this thing, and either's any of the lads, and it's grand, but we've more work to do, and that's how we feel about it.
It did look like there was a serious belief about them today. How massive is that, to believe that you are this good team, that you can go out and put performances in like this?
They're not a bad team, we know that. You've seen patches over the last few years. There's certain things we've had that we've worked hard on, and there's certain things we still have to get right. So there is, unfortunately, we lost Shane Bennett during the week with a terrible injury, and we actually did that outside for him there today, and so we did. He had an operation on Wednesday, and we did that for him as well there today. He's part of our little family, and we wanted to do him proud today.
And it's Tip now in 2 weeks' time?
Tip, yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah, we'll enjoy today, but we know from tomorrow on we'll be focusing on that. And we know we've got to get better again, and we have. But listen, we played well today. We're delighted with the win, but we know we've a lot of work to do.
Thanks for your time. Thanks, Davy.
Yeah, he may feel they have a lot of work to do, but look what it means and what it meant to Davy Fitzgerald at the final whistle. Relief. Because maybe they don't want to say it, but they have definitely been listening to a lot of talk about this harmony in the camp, what's going to happen to this Waterford side. Well, they went out and they proved it today, getting 2 really valuable points in this Munster Championship and playing brilliantly as well against this Cork side. So we're going to look at some of the reasons why they won today, and we're going to start with maybe one of the incidents that we were talking about was the black card. And Seamus, we'll just maybe look at you with the black card here. And was it a black card for you to start off with?
So, listen, the black card is to punish the robbing of obvious goal chances, right? But here you have the ball, Mikey Kiley super feeling all day long, and when he takes that challenge, the ball is gone. So Tommy O'Connell is probably the person who could have been punished there for slapping at his hand to get the ball out. But when Christopher Joyce makes contact there, that ball is gone. Now the referee has to call that